follow me on my amateurs Garden District Lafayette Cemetery tour. Let's just assess this. So, got, it's cracked right in here. There's a piece of the light right in that hole. We've got a nice big scuff back here, and I got the bumper really good. That sucks. It is really too bad about my car, but we're gonna just move past that today and make today great, because it is all about going back in time before I busted my taillight, before I was even born. Today is all about the history of New Orleans and some pretty sights. I'm talking to you from the Garden District. I am just popping into Still Perkin, a cute little coffee shop, and then I have a tour by foot. I found this really great company online. It's called Free Tours by Foot. Very appropriate, straightforward name. It is a donation-based company. They do Garden District tours, French Quarter tours, bunch of different options. Oh, there's a lizard. Hi, little guy. They also, for more expensive tours, such as like the swamp tour I did yesterday, they have, affiliates. Their website lists times and the schedules and the prices of multiple companies, and then they write a small review, very straight to the point review. But just in general, they strike me as a very genuine company, and I'm really excited to see how the tour goes. All right, coffee time. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the tour does not allow filming, which I totally get. So I'm actually gonna drop my gimbal off in my car and re-rig my camera. I just figure and just enjoy and listen. So I'll see you guys later. Sorry, I got almonds in my teeth. I just finished the tour. I am sitting in my car drinking water and eating almonds, and I have the AC on because it is so hot out. I really enjoy the heat. I really like the feeling of sweat. I know that's crazy, but as long as I'm wearing the right kinds of clothes, I really don't mind getting sweaty. I really like heat, but it really does make you tired. So I'm tired. I'm dehydrated. So I'm sitting in my car resting. The tour just finished. I really enjoyed it. Two small, they're not even criticisms, but just two things that are worth mentioning. The tour originally was advertised as a 2-hour tour, and then when I got my confirmation email, it stated that it was a 90-minute to 2-hour tour. So we actually wrapped up right at the 90-minute mark. I believe that last half hour is wiggle room for questions, and our group was particularly quiet. The tour size was fine. I thought it was big, but we kept walking past other tours, and some of them were even bigger than our group. So size-wise, for the price point, which is name your own price, I thought it was a really good value. Our tour guide was funny. Of course, he knew everything. Apparently, he is a certified tour guide, so he did go to school for it. And it was nice. It was a combination tour of the Lafayette Cemetery #1 and the Garden District. And they have tours that are separate for both, but the combo honestly was perfect. I can only listen to so many things about a certain topic for so long. My attention span just isn't that big. So 90 minutes was actually a really nice length in time, especially for the heat. Just standing in hot weather for that long. I am actually gonna go back into the cemetery. Being with a group and a walking tour, it is hard to really take your time taking photos and what have you. So I'm gonna go back into the cemetery. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I learned. Granted, I didn't have a notepad with me, so I'm going off of what really stuck out as far as the facts and fun things that I learned on this tour. But I will share some of that with you guys. And then there's there are a couple houses in the garden district that I would love to share with you as well. So follow me on my Amateurs Garden District Lafayette Cemetery Tour. The cemeteries here are very famous because New Orleans is quite low, below sea level. Burying bodies in a traditional way just doesn't really work here. So they have very famous and very kind of like beautifully creepy cemeteries where all the tombs are above ground. And this is by no means one of the grander cemeteries. It is an active cemetery still. There was actually a burial happening while we were here, so I'm gonna try and keep my voice down. But the reason I was interested in this cemetery, I am a total Anne Rice fan. I'm an Interview with a Vampire fan, and this is the cemetery that Anne Rice based Lestat's grave off of. So, we can kind of make believe that Lestat, the vampire, played by Tom Cruise, had a tomb here. So that's why I wanted to come see it. I have referenced this in the past that I really enjoy pretty creepy. I think it's like a subgenre of beauty that I most appreciate. And this is very pretty creepy, like creepy pretty, I should say. Kind of amazing. So burying bodies here, it was really expensive. And these coffins are, they're massive. So this is like a standard 2-person coffin. You can see that one coffin goes here, and then you get a slab of concrete, and then the next coffin goes here. And basically, they run out of room for all these bodies, especially during yellow fever. Yellow fever was one of the biggest plagues it wiped out 750 people, I believe, in New Orleans. And you'll see on their dates on the tombstones, and everyone died around the same time, a lot of them. But because of overcrowding and too many dead bodies and not enough room for all of them, there is a 1 year and 1 day rule here. And I actually should have pointed it out. I will zoom in. This wall, on that far end, the wall that I was walking alongside of earlier, maybe I'll insert a little clip for you right here. But that wall is where bodies waiting for space would go. And then after a year and a day, people are allowed to remove said coffins and then put in a new coffin into the tomb. So all of these, some of these will say the family of on top, and it'll be everyone in that family. But you'll see multiple dates, multiple names, and then you have big tombs like this one where there's 15 tombs right here. The other thing that was kind of interesting that's coming to my mind is the maintenance. You'll see that a lot of these tombs are falling apart. They're just not well maintained. And that's because it's sort of on the owner of the tomb to maintain it themselves and pay for it. And, it's expensive. So it's not as well maintained as the cemeteries that I am familiar with. Another really fun fact that was kind of gross and weird and cool is the temperatures in the cemeteries are typically 10 to 15 degrees hotter. And that's because they purposefully choose what they make these out of, the stones, to retain and attract as much heat as possible. And it is basically cooking the bodies so that they're nice and cremated for after a year and a day when they have to be removed and a new body is put in, if that's the case. Apparently some of the tourists will smell things, because there are fresh bodies in here. One of them was put in today. So it's kind of crazy to think that you can smell it. It doesn't smell good in here, but I don't think it smells that bad. Honestly, just do a tour when you're here. It's sort of a staple of the New Orleans experience. So yeah, I think I might move on. I was gonna stick around and take more photos, but I think I got enough pictures earlier, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of my experience, and it is pretty cool.
vlog?
It is.
Give like Chad Morris a shout out.
These guys wanted to be in my vlog.
We're like getting on and joining you on a trip, or?
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Chad Morris. And then you remember that this is an active cemetery and we should probably not be wooing and... So one thing that I found really interesting was the quality of sidewalks here, considering these are like, you know, multi-million-dollar homes. This was probably the worst patch of sidewalk that we came across. Everyone is responsible to maintain their own sidewalk unless it's like, you know, government property. You'll see in each property how there's a different type of sidewalk from people redoing them over the years and getting the kind of sidewalk that they want. So right up here, let's see, oh yes. I'm looking for a specific house and I'm already having a hard time finding it. Oh, I think I know where it is. Check that out. Looks like someone's ready for a party. I walked right past it, but I found it now. Thank goodness for my Snap story. I was taking kind of notes on my Snap story and I referenced the photo to find the house, so I found it. If you guys do not follow me on Snapchat yet and you're interested, follow me on Snapchat because there is footage that I'm not really gonna put in my YouTube videos just because. I will link my Snapchat below. Anywho, so this house is the one that I got really excited about. So this is the home that one of my favorite movies, Django Unchained, was filmed. Actually, all of the interior shots of this home were filmed for that movie. So that front door that you are looking at right now, Leonardo DiCaprio was shot in that doorway. And I am a total Leo lover. I've referenced that already a couple times in my videos. He's my favorite actor. And I'm a big fan of that movie. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this really cool house. All right, so there's just one more house that I'm gonna show you because I have other things I wanna do today. I'm not just gonna redo the tour I already did. But this was another one that I found very interesting for multiple reasons. For those of you that don't know, I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the first little fact they told us about this home was the people who built this house, I don't remember the year, his wife was from the Midwest. And someone just waved at me, I don't know why. Probably because I look weird. His wife loved corn and pumpkins and wanted to be reminded of home. So he had her build this really interesting fence with corn on it. And I will go around the corner to show you just how much fence there really is. I'll just walk to the end of the lot because who doesn't need a little bit of exercise? Pretty flowers. Lots of fence. So now we're getting into another property. You know, the original fence has stayed. The property has since been downsized to build more homes because it was, you know, huge. So the house is currently for sale for, I believe, $5.5 million. And the other really cool thing about this house that I really enjoyed, and I'm sorry, I haven't even shown it to you, so hold down. Here's the house. I hope you guys can. The other really cool thing about this house that I really enjoyed hearing was that its kitchen is extremely famous. Gordon Ramsay has cooked inside of it. Julia Child and James Beard all have cooked inside of this kitchen, which I thought was really, really cool. I get in these moods where I'm like ultra aggressive with my itineraries. I'm like a go, go, go kind of girl. And the culture shock of New Orleans has hit home as far as like pacing, and I appreciate that, and I would like to slow down, but I don't have it in me today. So along with our theme, we're looking back beyond the realm of like my own understanding. Today's all about learning about where we came from with my cemetery tour and the Garden District tour, it only felt appropriate for me to visit a plantation after.